Hello everybody! I've got a new BASIC program that I want to show you. Well, actually, I've got two. And the one BASIC program writes the other one. Yeah, I know. And there are different dialects of BASIC too. So this was written in Bacon. And what it does, it takes any graphic and changes it into a self-displaying splash screen. You know, it's the sort of thing that splashes onto your screen for a couple of seconds and then disappears. That's all it does. Keep my code on Codeberg and my binaries on SourceForge. But of course there's a copy of the code inside the binary H package as well. So let's assume that you've downloaded it and you've installed it all in the usual way. Alright. Now, sorry about that. That's what you'd get when you work in a VM. Let's open a terminal. Oh, let's not open a terminal. Let's just run it from the menu like civilized people. There we go. Select an image file. Okay, I've got an image file here. It's the eye of a parrot. Let's see. There it is. Let's take the big one. And there we go. And it puts it onto your desktop. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here is the generated code. So, what it does, I'm a great believer in programs that have one file containing everything. Now, how did I embed a JPEG file into my program, whether it's in text form or in bound form? Well, by changing it into a ppm file. Now ppm is a bit of a old-fashioned format, but it has one great big advantage. If you make an uncompressed ppm, then what you get is a pure ASCII file, which you can hide in rather a large number of data statements. And I didn't write all these by hand. The other program I wrote did it for me. So this will be on, sorry, that's over here. System, data, Splashmaker source. And this is the Bacon file. Right, so this one actually calls up the file selector, right, for which I've got a little function down here and then it uses image magic to change the JPEG or whatever it is into a PPM. But it has to be an uncompressed PPM, otherwise you get binary rubbish that you can't use. Right, and so then the first thing I do, I go to this data, and here is your entire YAB program. Now when you embed things in data statement, one thing is to look out for is you have to escape all double quotes. There may be other things that you need to escape as well, but those are the important ones. Otherwise it interferes with the double quote at the beginning and the end of the data statement. So I've got an entire BASIC YAB program which I then write, and if you compare them to this one here, you will see that they are identical. Then what I do is, am I looking at the right? Yeah. Okay, let's go up. Then I read the PPM file from beginning to end and write that to the back of this YAB file. And then, just for good measure, since I've got this one anyway, I then proceed to bind it. Why not? Now I have tried to run it through the YAB build factory, but I'm getting some weird problems. I mean, I've really pushed the envelope with, you know, how many lines of data a program can take here. So then when this one's running, it reverses the process. It grabs that data and it recreates the PPM in the temp directory, and then proceeds to make a window and splash the picture into it. So the immediate question, could I have written the Splashmaker program in YAB as well? Well, yes, of course I could. No problem at all. Would actually have been a bit easier. But, you know, Bacon makes for a much smaller executable, and it was a bit of a challenge for me. So there you have it. One splash screen creator. See, you can rename this, you can add it to your own program. See, once you have your own splash screen created, I mean, this is just a picture of the day from Wikimedia Commons. Okay, I hope that'll be useful to somebody. It's been a pleasure for me to create it. Well, that's it. Bye-bye.